Today we're looking at what I've called forbidden fruit, and we start with a song. Take my will and make it thine. Ye shall be no longer mine. Take my heart, it is thine own. It shall be the royal throne. Take my love, my Lord, I pour. At your feet, its treasure store. Take myself, and I will be ever only all for thee. Okay, we're looking at the forbidden fruit, and there is a very interesting imagery on the internet where God is giving instructions that in the entire garden there's only one rule. And even before he gives the rule, Eve has already taken a bite from the forbidden fruit. I know people equate this with sexual relationship, but uh, it's important that one gets the issue of sex right. Of course, we know that the scriptures encourage sex within marriage, but there are also some issues about sexual relationship, which is where we're actually going, which is incontinence. And we see this reference in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 5. It's actually directed at couples because sometimes they engage in spiritual exercise. For instance, they decide to fast. And of course, if you're going to fast for a period of time, it's always best to avoid sexual relationship. But look at the counsel of scripture. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, the B part of verse 5. And come together again. So in other words, the moment you finish fasting, start having sexual relationship again. So that Satan tempt you not for your incontinence. Basically, your inability to be told. Because couples are already involved in sexual activity, if they deny each other, then somebody is likely to look outside. And that is where adultery starts to come in, because the person is not being satisfied by their by their husband, by their wife, because they have that urge to have sexual relationship. So particularly for young people, if you don't want to start to have those kinds of, the urges are natural, they're normal, but if you don't engage in sexual activity, then you will not have a need to continue to have sex. Because there's incontinence that is involved. So if one has not started, then the strong urge to have sex will no longer be there. Then you can wait until when you get married. Because this is actually where there is no guilt. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 4, the wife does not have authority over her own body but the husband. Likewise, the husband does not have authority over his own body but the wife. In other words, you keep satisfying each other. And this is the only time you can have sex, and go ahead and pray. Because there's really no guilt that is involved. But the moment you're involved in extramarital relationship or sex outside of marriage, particularly as a believer, you start to feel guilty, and you might not want to go into the presence of God, like in the case of Eve and Adam that went to hide. You don't want to have that kind of a relationship.